apparently, I've had this from another source, that employers for chemical engineers are requiring applicants to know computer coding. Why is that? And do you think that's a benefit when you're asking future applicants, put yourself in the shoes of the job seekers for this, where you're asking them to essentially do two separate roles?
Um,
Because I get why, because it's a good cost cutting thing, but then you've got the same person doing essentially two different jobs.
I I would say it's hugely important, yeah, because what your general software engineers do with programming and what chemical engineers generally tend to do are, on the whole, fairly fairly different. So, chemical engineers, it's coding isn't sort of a separate job. It's to make the current jobs that people are trying to do simpler. So we use a lot of code. We learn a lot of coding for sort of modeling processes, modeling reactors, doing sort of complex maths. And if you can if you can write computer code to do that for you, instead of spending a day doing that and 10 minutes trying to explain it to everyone else, you can get that done in an hour. And then you've got the rest of the day to sort of get your ideas across, communicate it effectively, and then troubleshoot and problem solve. And it's 100% accurate because as good as I can be at maths, I know I'm not infallible. I will make mistakes here and there. Whereas a computer is as long a computer code, as long as coded correctly, is much less likely to make those same mistakes.
Does this also mitigate risks? Because if you hire a chemical engineer and a coder, but neither understands what each other's doing, I could imagine that being quite disastrous, especially when you really need to get that right.
Yeah. I'm not necessarily sure it's the communication that's the problem. The communication might not cause safety issues, but it definitely slow things down because even if, say, I had to work with the code because it was beyond my level of knowledge, if I have a base knowledge in programming, I can then more competently communicate what I want and how I need it done, and then he can communicate back with a sort of similar knowledge. So it makes it easier to work with people, and it makes it easier to actually do your job when given the opportunity as well.
I was also thinking from a safety perspective as well, because if they don't quite understand and it goes wrong, well, you're working
Yeah.
water plant.
And it also means that we would then therefore have the ability to double check work. Whereas if we had no computer software skills knowledge, we wouldn't be able to do any of that.